15 days in with the LG Nexus 5, and this is actually the last update video as part of this 30-day challenge. I'm Aaron Baker from PhoneDog.com. I'll tell you more about that and more about what I've found out about Google's flagship device in this 30-day challenge update video. 15 days in with the LG Nexus 5 or Google Nexus 5, and I've found out some things I like about this device and some things that I think need improving, but unfortunately the 30-day challenge is being cut a little bit short. Friday is my final day at PhoneDog. It's been awesome, no bad blood whatsoever. These are great guys, and I cannot wait to see what happens in 2014. We've got some great stuff planned. I've helped with some, they're working on some as well, and it's going to be an awesome year for PhoneDog Media. So due to the fact obviously that my last day is tomorrow, and you may have seen this on Twitter or on Facebook or some of the other social media channels, it's going to be kind of hard to continue the 30-day challenge on the channel, but wanted to kind of give you my quick thoughts here on this device, who I think it's for, and more, so we'll kick right off into that. First of all, this is a great device for $350. You can't beat the way that this device appeals to, mainstream consumers with the price point, and nerds as well with the high-end specifications, and again, probably the price point as well, and of course, the hackability thanks to it being a vanilla Android Nexus device. Designed by LG, got a great processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, it's got a nice amount of storage space, a pretty decent sized battery, 4G LTE capabilities as well on AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile, so you get that, which is something the Nexus 4 did not have. You get that in the Nexus 5, and you get it all for a price point starting at $350. You cannot beat that at all in today's marketplace with a quad-core CPU and the specs that you get. Of course, 5-inch 1080p HD display, or 4.95 inches if you want to be particular. So there's a lot I like about this. The price point is great. It's unlocked. It's unbranded, which means you can pick up a device maybe as a second device or secondary device for the weekend, or maybe you broke your phone, you want a replacement, but you don't want to spend too much money. This could be a great unit for you. It's running Android 4.4 as well, and it's running the experience version of Android 4.4. So you've got a little bit of a different experience on the Nexus 5 than you would see on something like the Moto X or some of the other Motorola devices, which are currently being upgraded to Android 4.4. You can see here the icons are nice, big, and beautiful, and you've got your access to your widgets just by pressing and holding on the home screen and clicking wallpapers, and then you can see widgets and settings. Of course, the area down here, very different as well. You've got the menu button kind of tweaked and modified, and of course, Hangouts is the new default for SMS. And I'll back out here so you can see this little test message I was sending back and forth earlier today between Nautica alerts, and I said Meet Cat, which doesn't make any sense, but I was just kind of messing around with the system. So you got this here. Hangouts is a nice little tool, and you can see my conversation just as a test. I did delete all my other ones between 25787 and Stephanie Hammersmith, which is another test conversation I was using earlier on in the challenge series. So you can see what that looks like as SMS, and I can flip right over and access my Hangouts as well, but those are clearly identified. That said, you don't have a default, other than of course Hangouts, you don't have a traditional messaging application on this device, so keep that in mind. If that's something that interests you, you don't want to integrate the two, perhaps might be worth looking at something else, or maybe downloading some alternatives. You can see here 8 megapixel camera on this device, again for $350. Great option on this unit, and of course with a software update that recently came through to it, and now that this is running Android 4.4.2, the camera has improved significantly, little to no lag. We talked about this in a previous video just to give you a quick sample. Easy to take pictures, focuses in, snaps it, and you can go right back through the gallery in real time from the camera itself. Another thing I've really been enjoying is Hotspot Shield, and thanks to them, they partnered up with us and they're giving us 20% off just by using coupon code PhoneDog. So if this is something that interests you, head over to Hotspot Shield, you download this. I don't know if you're like me, but I browse my bank account on my phones, and I want to browse securely and browse privately, and thanks to them, you can do that at Hotspot Shield. Download the application, 20% off by using the coupon code PhoneDog. I love bringing deals like this to you guys because I go into these meetings and I'm like, hey, I want to save the PhoneDog audience some money. And they're like, okay, we'll give you this nice percentage code. So thanks to Hotspot Shield for that. It's a great application. Other applications I've downloaded, American Airlines, CNN, a couple of the ones I use on a regular basis. I used to watch a lot of movies, but I don't really go to the movies anymore. So Fandango is a little bit out of the picture in my personal life, but then Instagram as well, another frequently used application for the site, and of course Twitter, and as you would expect, because you're probably watching it on here, YouTube as well, which is something I use pretty regularly on this device. Overall, still think this is geared very much towards a techie crowd, a less consumer-centric crowd, more of a techie crowd, more of the group that likes to hack, root, and mod. That said, this is by far the most advanced version of stock Android in terms of a consumer standpoint, by far the most advanced version I have worked with. It's fantastic. It's finally very fluid, very easy to use, and this is something that even a mainstream consumer could get their hands on and work with. I still will argue until the day I die that the value adds that Motorola provides, that Samsung provides, you've got Motorola Assist, or Samsung provides with some of their AirView and some of their S-based applications, S-Voice, etc., and HTC provides Blink Feed, things like that, outweigh a vanilla Android experience. But still, that is up to you, my friends. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for more. They got some great videos coming up the next couple of weeks. Cannot wait to see how they look. Keep it locked right here on the channel, youtube.com/PhoneDog. I'm on Twitter at PhoneDog_Aaron until Friday. If you want to follow me, I'd love to hear from you. I'm also on Twitter at Aaron C. Baker, so please feel free to reach out. Say hello. I'd love to keep in touch with you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for everything. More to come on PhoneDog.com. As always, I'll see you next time.